What up, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Fancy Princess, SoundCloud? Wee. Did you yawn? Because I just yawned and it's contagious. Yo, I have a question. Why- Okay, so my question is, do you think women drivers are collectively bad drivers? It's just like, do you think all foreigners are bad drivers? Now, some people believe that, all foreigners who drive over here are bad drivers. But I'm just asking you guys. Now, I don't think that all women are bad drivers because I got some sisters and they can drive. And my mom, she could drive. Woo, that woman could drive. And she could also fix the car. So, she'd be out there fixing the brakes and the engine and all that. My mom was about that because we were poor. So she was like, hey, I need places to go. I'm going to do it myself. I'm not about to pay you guys. Something I could do for myself. So we'd be out there fixing the brakes. Mom's was about that. She was about that. But so I don't think all women's is are bad drivers. But I tell you what. Okay, so recently, about 4 months ago, my car was sitting in a lot, and I was at the doctor's office. I was sitting in the car was off, parked, whole nine. I was legally parked, everything. This woman comes up behind me, goes to park on, you know, my left hand side, turns and comes right into the car, moves my whole truck. I'm like, how do one, she's a woman, two, she was foreign. And I'm like, how do you not see, you have all this room to park and you wreck into my truck? Like, okay, why? You know what I mean? And, she tried to bait, hey, I'll give you $50 and go away. I was like, heck nah. I ended up getting a grand out of that. You know what I mean? $50 wasn't going to cut it. Car repair isn't cheap. And so that happened. In 2013, 2000, no, 2012, I was at a poetry session because, I used to do that. Chilling, minding my business, minding my business. And they're getting my poetry on, and they came in and stopped the show, and they said, whoever owns a black Blazer, which it was a Tahoe, you you need to go outside. So I'm like, Blazer, Tahoe, that might be me. I go outside. This woman hit my 98 Chevy Tahoe, 5,000 pound vehicle, with a little 2,000 pound Dodge Neo or Neon. And basically, it was at night. She was speeding with another person, and my car was black. Well, the person moved out of the lane, and then she just kept going straight and bam, hit it like 40, 50 miles an hour. Her whole car was obliterated. Plus she's a little tipsy. She had no car insurance. I took her information and she fled. Because she also had a warrant out for arrest. so so her friend showed up. Her girlfriend showed up to get her. She's like, look, I don't know what y'all talking about, what y'all gonna do, but I need to go. Because her friend obviously had a warrant out for her arrest too. So they jumped in the car and beat it out of there. But I had all of their information, so I wasn't crying hit and run. The car wasn't going anywhere. Let me tell you what happened to this Dodge Neo. The front and back windows and side windows were all blown out. It was pretty bad. No, I think one of the back windows still survived. But basically, the windows were blown out. Crazy. Both uh, both airbags deployed. How she made it out of there without a scratch? Well, she was a drunk driver. Drunk drivers usually survive because they don't tense up, and that is a true fact. She was walking around like it was nothing, and I was looking at the car. The car did a whole accordion effect. It was a well-built car. It Definitely make sure the human pretty much came out as injury less as possible, if that's even a word. So she succeeded. I mean, I gotta give it to Dodge. You know what I'm saying? Y'all resale value sucks, but y'all really built that knee right. You know, they don't sell them anymore. Nonetheless, so the engine's pretty much sitting on the ground. It didn't accord. The whole front end is smashed in. So instead of the engine sitting on her lap, the engine is sitting on the ground, which is pretty much what it's supposed to do. Uh, it was just a mess. All the fluid was leaked out everywhere. So once I got her information, she took off. Now let's get this straight. Her her warrant wasn't because she was some kind of criminal. It was because her dog bit somebody and she never went to court for it. So that's why she had a warrant for arrest. Because she never paid the fine or anything. Yada yada yada. Anyway, she had a job. She worked for a hospital. All that other stuff. She just a little tipsy and didn't have the reflexes to get out of the way of this huge truck that was sitting there. Uh, Recently, about a month ago, my truck's sitting out here right where it is now. And I'm sitting here chilling like I usually do. And I'm watching this car pull up. Little Honda something. Little gray Honda or whatever it is. This lady, I don't know why. This lady just runs into the side of my tire. I'm like, really? Like, I'm sitting right here. Like, you can't, what I'm saying? All this parking space. Bow. I was cracking up. She's a little Asian chick. Now, of course, the stereotype Asian and then the stereotype woman driver. I'm not going to say all Asians can't drive because, for one, I don't believe that at all. You go over there and they will outdrift you in a minute. Them Asians in little cars, they will outdrift you. Now, driving over here and driving over there is two different things. If you haven't been to another country, go to another country and you will struggle driving real fast. I used to live in Germany. Trust me, I had to get used to the laws and the roads and the turnstiles. It'll get you for a little bit until you get your bearings straight. But nonetheless, she just ran right. She's like, "Oh my God, I'm sorry." So I looked and seen if there was any quarter panel damage because that's what that happened. There was none. She pretty much just, nearly put a dent in my rims. She gave me a couple bucks. We squashed it. We ended up talking for about an hour. We squashed it. She went on about her way. Yeah, it's no big deal. It's just, I'm just asking you guys, like, look, the majority of time I've been in an accident where I was hit by somebody, the majority of the time that I can think about within the last 10 years, three of those times where my car is just pretty much parked, all three of those times were all women. I'm thinking, has anybody ever hit my parked car before? Probably, but I can't remember. And then there's this lady who, by the way she's driving, I keep thinking she's about to hit my truck. Oh my God, lady, please don't hit my truck. She keeps swinging in here like, okay, so I'm a little, so you can imagine me being paranoid right now because these women just keep hitting my parked truck, and that's all I have is trucks, you know what I mean? For the last 10 years, that's all I've had is Chevy Tahoes, the same brand, just, you know, newer than the next year. Like the next one I'm gonna get is probably gonna be an '05. Might cost me about 5-6 grand. I don't know. When I get it, I'll just go and pay it off. Boom. You know, I don't do the whole loan thing. Nope. Here's 6 grand. Boom. But for some reason, it's a huge target for people to just come up and just smash it. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, you want to make some money? Get yourself an old truck. Just sit in the parking lot. Make sure it has full coverage on it. And just wait till some woman. I know that's wrong. I'm not saying that guys don't do it either, but for me, it just seems to be Oh, no, 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 no. There was another time too. Dang it, I forgot. It's happened like 3 years ago. I was in the parking lot. I was in the parking lot of Kroger's, and this lady backed right into me. I was in the truck at that time, and I was backing up, and I stopped. And how you doing? I'm all right. Are you the new tenant? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. This is the office manager. So, so I backed up. You know how you're both backing up? So I see her. So I stopped the car, and I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm waiting, and bam. Now I started beeping the horn when I saw that she didn't see me. So I'm beeping the horn. Bam, bam. You know what I mean? She's completely ignores it. And this one I had my '98 Tahoe. She hit that car at 3 or 4 miles an hour, obliterated her fender. Just it 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 probably did about $3,000 worth of damage to her rear left or right fender. I don't know which one it was, but it did. It probably did more than that because it completely took it out. Like that thing melted like butter. But the '98 Tahoes, '97s, they had solid chrome bumpers. They still do. I have a chrome bumper on my car. But they had those big, bulky chrome bumpers. You hit those with anything, it ain't going nowhere. When that one lady hit my car doing what, 50 miles an hour, she moved the truck, but it just, I mean, just the side of it just went up. Just the bumper pushed in a little bit. That was like $4,000 worth of damage. They had to total out my truck. But I'm telling you, that thing was drivable. But they were just like, it's not worth fixing. They sent me a $4,000 check. I'm just saying, man. I think women drivers. I'm just gonna say this, and I know that my neighbor. I'm not talking about you, because my neighbor, her family watches my videos every now and then. I am not talking about you because, for all intents and purposes, you're a good driver. Like I said, I'm not talking about all women because, like I said, my mom's was a great driver. My sisters are good drivers. I mean, my sisters drive. They can get it in. My one sister, she's a little nuts, but these women can do long distance like it's nothing. And I'm talking about both on my father and my mother's side. They'll go from Texas all the way. My sister drove from Texas to Memphis, no time. Drove back 2 days later. But I mean, these women, you know, they can just do the miles. So I don't think every woman is a bad driver. I'm just saying, for some reason, women seem to hit my parked truck all the time. It's like, why? Anyway, I just think it's funny. It's your boy Tone 202. Just wanted to put that out there. Peace.